Everybody. Today is September 17th, 2025. This is the Town of Fairfield's Conservation Commission. It's like the roll call: Lucas Thomas, Rick Boucher, Jay Fain, Peter Mahoney, Ted Luxinger, Peter Hood. Sal, yep, there he is. Sal Lasalo's here, Heather Rosenthal, and Diane Saunders are here. Shall we get up for our pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. And I will appoint Heather, since Dabney's not here, will be on for tonight. Very good. And moving on to approval of the draft meeting minutes, Conservation Commission meeting from August 20th, 2025. Do the commissioner have any corrections, comments? If not, a motion to approve would be welcome.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, Rick, Ted seconds. All in favor? Aye. All right, yes, very good. New business, one, FCDS permit application for cross-country race of Boydens Hill open space. Fairfield County, I think you did this before. Okay.
Every year we done.
Yes, oh, come on up. Give us your name, address or affiliation and please.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Josh Davendonis. Some of you may remember me. I was here in May of 2025. I'm back again. And I'm here on behalf of Fairfield Country Day School, particularly the cross-country program, to request permission to use the Hoyden Hill open space for a small middle school cross-country meet. Our previous meet was on May 15th, 2025, and the proposed date for this upcoming meet is October 16th, which is Thursday next month. It'd be a small cross-country meet, about 50 runners from a collection of private schools in the area. 50 or so runners between 3 and 4 o'clock, I would say. That includes some time for setup and some times for teardown, but it's a short course. It's about 1.5 miles. And then the longer course is about 2 miles. I submitted a map along with the proposal, so you can review that. It went pretty smoothly last time, and I was really appreciative of the time and the space. And I'm just here again requesting of the committee use of that course once again in the fall.
All right, Jim, how was it last time?
Yeah, everything went very well. We had no issues on the department side. For this go round, I did circulate the permit and got responses from all departments. So no one had any issues, and neither does our department.
It's all good? Okay, commissioners, any questions or comments?
It's a good activity and good use for the property.
So as they
That's why
don't
we
cross
have
the
those.
police firing range, they're fine.
Well, they could, just like one of those, that game, the Frogger.
I'm more worried about dodging the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golf ball.
I just have a question.
Count any bird receipts that have been knocked out of the sky.
I'm sorry,
Is
again,
it October
the
6th?
16th.
16th, okay, 16th.
That should be a Thursday.
It's like, yeah, okay.
Use of the property, I think it's a good thing.
You have to mark anything?
I put flags up, and then I had some just like spray paint that would, wash away when it gets.
I'm glad you mentioned that. The reason I mentioned that is there, it's important to me that it's not permanent. We still have like marking from some, whatever at like Grace Richardson. It really frustrates me that there's markings on the trees with arrows and they're gonna be there till the crack of doom. So I did that deliberately. I'm glad to hear you say that you're sensitive to that.
When I purchased the paint the first time, I made sure it would just kind of degrade with
Yeah.
rain. So I'll get
Thanks.
that paint again. It should not be an issue.
Let's get paid.
1 hour is enough, 3:30 to 4:30?
So the official event will probably kick off at 3:30. I probably will get there if possible a little earlier to set up flags and things like that, maybe like 2 o'clock.
Okay.
But the folks won't start showing up until 3 o'clock. The race is scheduled for 3:30. Folks will be out of there by 4, and then I'll just tear down flags. That'll take a half hour.
Okay,
Yeah, great.
great
Okay.
use.
All.
I won't
Should we have a
coordinate with
motion?
you as far as mowing.
Heather makes a motion.
Permit.
I think we need to vote.
I don't know, I think we should.
Why not?
Let's do it. Heather has a motion, Jay seconds, and all in favor? Aye. All right, very good. Good luck. Thank you.
Be safe, have fun.
Did that.
We made it through the grinder.
Yeah, oh, it was off. Moving on to Roman 6, old business. Subcommittee report, Old Dam Road. Unauthorized trail on open space.
So, I know the commission walked in, when they did it from, residents on Old Dam Road. I had the advantage of going at de novo, and when I did it, I accessed it from a different, location, and when I did that, it really was an eye opener because it was a totally different, situation. And I had Peter join me, and we both walked it initially. I think we both felt the same way. That was a very nice trail. And if we can make it accessible from entirely within the town property, that it was a worthwhile endeavor. It was already established. There seems to be a lot of public interest in doing it. Every time I've been there, I see a lot of people using it. It's, so we set up a meeting with Tim and Tom. We all walked it. We came up with a suitable access from Old Dam Road, that it's on town property. Tom thinks it's a no-brainer, a couple days worth of work, a week at most, to establish the new leg of the trail. At this point, it would not only, it'd be a loop trail and only access from Old Dam Road to connect to the other properties on the north of Old Dam Road. Would be no connection to South Pine Creek Road or South Pine Creek Avenue at this time, although there is a feasible connection that we could explore in the future. As Tim said in his report, we feel it's a really nice piece of property. It seems like, the Phragmites there is now, weakening for whatever reason, and that we really should, in the future, we can get the funding along the trail, pursue a Phragmites removal project. But I, personally, I felt it was a worthwhile addition to our open space, and it's consistent with open space plan. I'll let Peter speak for himself, but I believe he's on board with me. Tim prepared a memo, I think, endorsing it also, and so I think we have a good solution that, it's not providing access to the people that have private property, but that's not the purpose of the open space. So this is for the public. It's fully accessible by the public. The portions that are accessed from private property would have to be abandoned because,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
but, and then I think what we're proposing, minimum amount of, the bridge across the creek would be removed because it's not approved, it's not safe, and there's no substantial other crossing that would need to be constructed to use this trail.
Okay. That was my biggest concern. I'm
So
sorry.
you are contemplating that it could be hopefully connected to Pine Creek Avenue.
I don't see why,
Eventually.
eventually with funding and, the manpower that we have continuous open space or property ownership all the way to the playground there. And we actually have it all the way to South Pine Creek Road right next to the, club there. Those things can be, if it's explored in the future, but, we have to work within the constraints of what we have, the budgets we have, and I don't think we want to bite off more than we can chew at this time.
Good. How do you feel about it?
I think it's awesome.
But it's more work for your crew.
Work is work,
So,
you know?
is it feasible to be able to do it?
Yeah.
And schedule it and
Well-
maintain it?
Yeah, right now we're busy at Fiefs, but,
I don't think you need to do it immediately, but if we say we're gonna do it, you're gonna be able to schedule it and put it in within a
absolutely,
reasonable amount of time.
absolutely.
Okay.
But I don't know if anybody has.
I mean, that is the access from Old Dam Road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one going to the playground, that might take a little more
Yeah,
time.
that, again, that's, we have goals and objectives and we have, short terms and long terms. That would be in the long terms, this is on the short term.
Right.
When I read Tim's report and I saw the pictures and kind of oriented myself, I'm much more comfortable with this, but when I was with Kate and we're walking in through that backyard of the guy's house over those wooden panels and I don't know what that was. That quite honestly freaked me out. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh my God, we can't have anybody come back here.
Yeah.
So if that's out of the way, and then we're just talking about, you know, a normal path, if you will. You know, it kind of concerned me that there was lawn. I mean, it was a grass, somebody seeded it and it was a lawn. I'm like,
And mowed it.
what is this, you know?
I
So-
have a,
Yeah.
excuse me, I have a concern. Would it be wise to notify these adjacent owners?
We're doing that right now.
We are.
We're doing that in a public hearing.
Yeah.
They had come in front of us. They knew that we were gonna continue
Yeah.
to do it. They didn't even have to be here. They can be
Yeah,
online.
okay, good.
But I would want, whatever we do, it's gotta be town property and it's
Right.
gotta, if we need to put a fence up, if you will, in those areas where the two access points are, then we do it, you know, from the private property stuff.
From our side, yeah.
Yeah,
I think we are, you know, the public spoke. I think we accommodate to the extent that we possibly can. We can't extend trails onto private property.
Mhm.
We can't condone connections to private property. But we are, you know, I guess they call it Serenity Path. We are, you know, I think preserving Serenity Path and I think it's a worthwhile addition to our town open space trails.
excellent.
Good compromise.
History is, the history must be very strange, because I can't, for the life of me, understand how it ever came about. And if it was a mistake,
Jackie Durrell.
and if it was, I think it was senseless. I just don't get it, because I don't know if everybody's seen the map, but there used to be what you're talking about is reconnecting an old degraded trail, and there was two, one on the west side. Jay's talking about connecting the west side. I personally would like it to be the east side because it's so wide, but it's a financial thing, because you'd have to have a bridge to go over the waterway, so it's kind of a non-starter there.
Please see what my crew could do.
I believe you.
All right.
Happy
to hear it.
Done deal.
You know, there's obviously things evolve, things can change in the future. We can look at the west side, you know, if we can get more money from the state in the future for trails and things like that. I'm hoping we can get some money from the state, the Phragmites removal. But, you know, this is, I think, a very low budget, very low effort solution and, you know, and for the short-term solution. And then we look at long-term, no, long-term.
Potentially, you would be able to enter on Old Dam, cross from the Kiwanis Field parking, and you could leave someday out onto Pine Creek Avenue and then make a complete, it would be a really good, a healthy walk.
Yeah.
Like
well,
it's
you can
like it
also-
was established on the health department
You
site.
could also, you know, when you look a little bit further, you could walk down Cypress Avenue and go right to the beach. You know, if you wanted to, you know, you could really extend it. So there's a lot of, it extends all the way to the ocean. We could get access all the way to the ocean, which would make our passes to go all the way from Long Island Sound to east.
Well, that's,
Greenway.
we've had a young guy here who's in medical school now
Right.
who asked
Right.
something along those lines. So just, you know, for the record, that in the future, that'll be something that this commission will look into because it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, no, I think it's good for us to, this is a no-brainer. We have a lot on our plate. So I don't like to bite off more than we could chew and, but you know, this seemed, Peter and I think quickly.
Well, that's why I
came-
asked.
Yeah,
so-
quickly came to a solution to this and, you know, we can resolve this matter and move on.
Commissioners, anything else with, I think it's, you know, I think it's
Good
done well.
compromise.
Yeah.
Well done.
As a practical matter, what kind of a time frame are you looking at in terms of closing it off? Well, my concern is just, it's just insane, the liability. And I get very frustrated. I'm not gonna put that up on the screen, but you know, to me, I think it says a lot when you cut a path from a backyard that goes through public property, and yet when you do that backwards, the sign is right there, private property. And that speaks a lot to me in terms of the entitlement part of this. And I don't really want to go down the pike of being my old prickly self, but that set me
Well,
off
that's why I
pretty
asked.
strongly.
Yeah, that's why
I
I
could-
asked.
I could close that off this week.
It just, to me,
I mean,
you know, that was when I was at the,
I gotta
Kinda
get-
quick. Yeah, that's kind of quick. So what I'd like to hear somebody, if you'd like to do a motion and then see how it comes out. I would think the motion would be to kind of approve the plan as listed in our director's September 8th letter.
Yeah, I'll make that motion. I also want to be sure that we all does have an opportunity to learn about this at our meetings. I think we're gonna run into some really people that say, Jackie Durrell set this up. My grandson runs it. I think we have to prepare ourselves to be able to inform the community of that.
Well, I don't know, we can't, we have no ability and we have, against town charter to have trails on private
I
property.
understand that. You're right, Jay, but I want us to be prepared to tenderly explain to some of these people why this is changing. People say, I bought that house and it was already in existence. What's going on? So we have to be prepared for that.
Well, and then we can propose, the social media for the conservation department, pollinator pathway, all post that as well. An educational, good news, new path. This is what the Conservation Commission is doing to try and eliminate some of that ahead of time.
Excellent. That's what we have to be prepared for, guys.
All I can say is, we have to work within our charter and our charge as a commission. We have no ability to provide any access or condone any access on private property,
have-
just
We have an obligation to protect the land.
Right.
We have an
Well, also-
obligation to not have any liability.
To minimize the risks of
Right.
Fairfield.
The trails are trespassing.
Right.
I'm not concerned about let's put this private property part aside.
Yeah.
I walked my dog a million times down Pine Creek Avenue. It never occurred to me to ever cross. I
Right.
think this
When-
thing that there's public, that's just a wink thing that
When
it's,
somebody buys real estate,
Yeah.
there's a description on their title of what they bought, and that's it. So, whether it happened informally 30, 40, 50 years ago, or and it's happening now, we've now made it, well, we will make some sort of decision here, that we have the authority to do and the obligation to do. So, so we have.
So
I have
I
a question
second.
though.
Yeah.
So right now the area that we walked originally, there's a path and then put a boardwalk down and there's grass down. I mean, it's like a significant
Yeah.
path. Are we doing anything to restore that?
That, I think that's part of the issue. That's a private property up until a point. That,
we're gonna abandon the part of the trail that's on the south side of
The
the ditch.
boardwalk is
yeah.
private?
Yeah, that actually belongs to the town, but there's no, it doesn't go anywhere.
Okay,
So
so
we're,
we closed off
we're
the
closing it off,
entrance.
yes.
we're closing off that
So are we
entrance.
going to do anything with the boardwalk, anything to restore the path? Because now it's like,
I think, if you just stop maintaining it, it'll restore itself almost instantly.
I would want to take the
I guess,
pieces of
Tom,
wood out.
you have a different idea, but
The fraggle grow.
Yeah.
The fraggle
Yeah.
kick over.
so Heather, I think our problem is the path that you're talking about, it's not on private property.
It's our
Two of
property. I mean, it's
well, there's-
conservation property.
We have it online, but it splits off and there's a branch that goes to two private houses and it stops right at their fence. All of that trail is on public property. There isn't any issue in terms of, a legal thing. It's just, it's not legitimate at all.
So I guess my understanding is we are closing off, I'm not trying to belabor this because I'm all for the new trail and where direction we're going. I'm wondering, we're gonna close off a trail. No longer will people be on that
Yeah, sure.
trail that we walked originally.
Right.
Are we concerned as a commission about restoring that area, removing that boardwalk that's there? Or we just think that it's fine and it's just gonna decay and we're not gonna worry about it? That's my
Boardwalk.
question.
I think with the boardwalk, there's a ditch here, the bridge over the boardwalk, which was not authorized and it's not designed and we don't know if it's safe or not. As far as I'm concerned, Tom, you would remove that bridge, correct?
Whatever Tim says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my question. That's what I'm asking.
And I would,
That's
so,
in the memo. If we remove the bridge, the path goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think it's-
there may be sometime in the future that if we had extra money, it's a substantial water course, so it would need to be a substantial bridge. And Peter was talking about bringing the trail on the west side where there was actually a road there.
Mhm.
We might want to do that in the future, but it would be a much bigger endeavor and a much more costly endeavor. So for the present, we're just using the east side, which is, requires no structure and be easy to construct.
And I just wanted to say, when we were out the first time with the neighbors, I do think that they do not want to be maintaining this anymore. Like, I think part of the issue was that the man who had maintained it for 30 years had a stroke.
Yeah.
So I think that they really kind of want the town to maintain it. I think that, you know, so, yeah, so I think that even a scale back from what they have access to is, because I think they're trying to piecemeal this together, trying to keep it.
Well, and I think we need to make it clear to them that they have access to the new trail at the new
Yeah,
entrance.
that's what I'm saying, right?
As does everybody
They
else.
can't
As
walk
does
their
everybody
dogs Where
else.
they used to.
So as does everybody else.
So I second.
So
the
there's
motion.
a motion,
There we go.
second. Okay.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll do it anyway. Yep, all around. Okay.
Okay, and I'm sorry, can you just tell me that motion again? Because I didn't.
Oh, just to,
Accept the.
accept, the recommendations and do
Oh,
what
okay.
Tim's letter
Okay.
of September 8th, 2025, the memorandum,
All right.
with regard to, what do we call it? Old Dam
Yeah.
Road
Yeah.
property or Old Dam open space or something? Okay.
And there's a graphic on the cloud, if anybody wants to look at it.
Yeah, okay. So, and that passed all around.
Good.
Okay, and now moving on to, okay. Roman 7, open space land acquisitions.
Yeah.
Number 1 is 3724 Post Road, 0.8 acres foreclosed on September 3rd, 2025. Anything other than that, just to foreclose?
This adds to our open space accessible from Hulse Highway. As I mentioned a few months ago, we acquired another 4.5 acres, which was the northern part of the former Bulkley Pond. This is another almost acre south of that as we go towards the former dam and the overpass over Sasko Brook, split with Westport. If you could picture Shake Shack,
Yeah.
that area. So it's almost another acre of the former pond bed. And I have one more to go on that side.
All right.
We've doubled our open space on Hulse Highway from 4.5 to over 10 acres.
Great. Great. Number 2 is current acquisition frequency rate is 2.58 months parcel. That's pretty good.
Great.
Yeah.
2.5 acres, right?
Parcels,
The parcels there.
Yeah. right? Is it
Yeah,
parcels?
it's almost every 3 months we get a new parcel.
Parcels,
Yeah.
okay, these are parcels.
It's just a rate.
Yep. And now for, I'm gonna do number 3 and number 4 kind of together, and I'll explain why. 377 Riverside Drive, 0.57 acres. It's a request, somebody's requested to donate that. And number 4, 92 and 120 Pansy Road, 3.76 acres is a potential future acquisition via bequeaths, but conversations are happening. Is that correct, Tim?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, Tim will describe it, but then ultimately I want to do a motion for both of those together at the end of it. Okay? All right, go ahead, Tim.
377 Riverside Drive, call came in to request, and I received an email from Attorney Gumper with his client wishing to donate the parcel. It's vacant, part of mostly all Tidal Marsh property. It's also quite adjacent to the Riverside Drive dike with with one tide gate that's currently in and designed by the design phase by Race for replacement. So this could give us some strategic advantage there. It's also adjacent to all of that open space, so I see no reason to for that not to be a good parcel for acceptance by this commission as well. Future board approvals in the town. Like T-Pennsylvania, Board of Selectmen and RTM. And then the second one is I fielded a call from an estate attorney. These 2 parcels, which are If everyone remembers the Pansy, 220 Pansy Road, Panagudi Farm parcel, which was about 8 acres. Those are to the west of this wetland system, behind a field, maybe shopping plaza to the north. These two parcels are the opposite end of that, to the east. They total under 4 acres, inland wetlands and water courses. And I spoke with something after that, whose just intent is to donate it to the town for protection of natural resources. She wants it remaining in its natural state. And part of the discussion, maybe tonight that we'll have is, what's the parcel at the single family house? So to me, that I don't think should prevent us from accepting both properties, but could pose some level of expense, for demolition. And I don't know if there's, it would involve some due diligence on our end when the day comes. It could be 5, 10, 20 years from now. Woman, I think she said was in her 60s, so this isn't something happening, and all of us might not be, in this room when the day comes, but
Yeah, that's for sure.
I take my
I
pills.
hope I'm here in 20 years,
I
but
take my pills with applesauce. So I'm gonna be one of those people.
but just for the discussion, that would be something I foresee, and I explain that to the attorney. Let's say there's a buried oil tank and there's asbestos in the house, I don't know, but plus a demolition, we could be involved with.
When we do it a different way or a couple different ways, subdivide that off.
Could do that as well.
House and behind it, or perfectly possibly just put a conservation,
Yeah, there are, I think there's other alternatives.
Yeah, I mean, one of the concerns I have is, the house is there, tax base, doesn't seem like we get a lot by taking that land. So if you could preserve the house, I think that would be more of a win-win type situation.
Yeah, just carve out what's a conforming lot.
Right.
You
Even
know,
if it's not conforming, you can always talk about a variance, but it's all on sewer and water there, so you don't need a lot of land.
Yep.
So, well, I think it would, if we could do, and that might be better for the estate also. So I think that's another solution.
But then at some point, that building would come into the town's possession. That'd be correct.
correct, yeah, both
Should be a
lots.
time.
Will you need a feast too by that point?
I don't know. I don't.
Who knows?
Let me
I
get
like
through the
that.
first one.
Right, right.
Okay, just thinking ahead.
So something, something for discussion, but that's,
I can see why.
I haven't received anything formally, but it was just an initial conversation with the intent. So depending on where this goes, it wouldn't really go too much farther with the other town boards for acceptance, because we have nothing to accept yet. But at least one day, if somebody has to go back to the record of, 10 years back, there would be a vote to accept or deny tonight.
I think it's very important for the watershed there and all the building that's going on around it now. We gotta protect whatever we can from the standpoint of hydraulics and, flooding, which Pansy sees a lot of.
That would also leave 2 owners amongst 3 parcels in the middle. So if we did own this piece and we already have the Pansy piece, it would be roughly 10 acres in the middle.
Wow,
I think that's great.
that's
I'd
great.
be pursuing those as well.
Right.
So,
Well, that's an important, very important wetland in terms of flood control for.
All the building
yeah,
above.
it takes a lot of water, as we've seen from other applications.
That's great.
Any other comments, commissioners?
But at some point, the building, it has to be addressed.
Yes,
Right.
either
okay.
physically or other paper options. Carving out.
Well, you can suggest that to the. Right. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's, but. You can even do that now if you wanted to.
Yep.
Into the house, donate the land, and we could help. But how it's not expensive.
The other thing is the Fairfield Housing Corporation, which we're all familiar with, does have affordable housing. I mean, there is a chance for the town to take that and use it as a single family home for, disabled housing. I mean, we have, Pine Tree and there's other, for low income housing, which is a huge issue for our town. So I think it would be such a huge win.
I think for tonight's purpose, though, I think it was just the attorney reached out, say if we're open to possible bequeaths. A bequeath is this person has to pass away. and-
No, right. I'm just saying in the future, like if we didn't want to do with the house, I mean, that could be a double bequeath. I mean, like something.
At the time of the passing and it goes to probate, the town could say, we don't want it. You can decline a bequeath.
Okay.
So it's not, I think
For
for,
commitment, there's
Yeah,
not
there's no
any options
commitment.
for
yeah,
the,
you don't have to take it.
why not?
But for purposes of tonight, I'd like to see if we can authorize Tim to at least discuss these things with people.
I so move.
Okay,
Absolutely.
any second?
I'll second.
Okay.
Heather seconds.
Good.
Okay, and it's to allow Tim, the motion is to allow Tim to discuss both 377 Riverside Drive and 92 and 120 Pansy Road in their possible attempts to donate. Yes. Oh, okay, yeah, we did it all around.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
everybody,
Yeah.
okay,
We're
I
in.
just assumed, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't do that. All right, Roman 9,
Don't be like me.
legal and enforcement actions. Number 1, continued 255 Hillside Road, unauthorized encroachment, damages to the conservation easement. Tim?
Still working, the update that I provided last, was in progress. It has been flagged by William Kenyon Associates as a wetland. This was a deer fence potentially through the conservation easement. Now that we've determined where the wetland boundary is, the homeowners are in the process of getting a surveyor to flag the location of the fence and the easement to determine if there was an encroachment.
Okay.
So it's,
So
as far
you're,
as this commission's concerned, it's still pending.
it's still pending, but there's activity with it.
Correct.
Okay,
That's
very
a
good.
good sign.
Good. That's what we'd like to see. Number 2, continued is 70 Burwood Common, unauthorized encroachment and damages into the conservation easement.
This one is also still in progress,
Okay.
Yep.
But with active.
but with contact.
Yeah, okay, good. And number 3 is continued 30 Laurel Brook Lane, unauthorized encroachment and damages into the conservation easement.
Also a violation, a wetlands violation. Sarah has made contact with violator's representative. There was some type of illness involved, and she's staying on them to get some activity.
Okay, good. And number 4, continued 120 Wakeman Lane, discussion related to conservation easement. I know we'll be discussing that at some point. But Tim, you can.
Yes, we will have, we were supposed to have a executive session with the agency. As the agency tonight, the town attorney wanted to move that before I printed this agenda, so that is why we're not having that, but it will occur on October 8th as the agency. So there'll be an update when the agency convenes
Okay, very good.
in exec.
Commissioners, any questions or comments regarding any of that? No? Okay, moving on to Roman 10. Staff reports. Number 1, Conservation Department's fiscal year 25 permit performance summary. I think we have a little chart as well. All right, Tim.
So I printed out with Nicole's help. She was good in Excel to go back to our permit records. And on this graph, you'll see in the wetland permits, CWCs, which are staff level permit, shellfish permits, and then when I began in stepping up enforcement action is the 4th chart. So it's just to give a visual representation of how things change volume wise that come through the department for the last several years. You can see some trends, I think, that are clear that from 22 to 25, and this is as of last week, data, 22 to 25 with IWPs and, wetland violations, that set of four, line or bars, I'll call them, almost look identical, so, as permits, coming before the agency increase, that's, I would say, is somewhat tied to violations that require those permits, for severity or, damage to inland wetlands. Shellfish, were really high in 22. You could see the spike through the COVID years. When people had nothing to do, they were out in the water, digging for clams. But as it's still pretty strong in in the 200 to 300 range.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's and as well as certificates, is up and down, and that's really tied to, I think, the economy, real estate, disposable income, all kinds of other factors, whether people are putting in pools, decks, additions, whatever. So stuff that comes through our counter is still pretty high volume, in the 100 to 200 a year range, which keeps the staff busy. Sarah does a great job managing those.
When did the fees go into effect? Just now, 2025?
I'm sorry?
The new fees, when?
Oh, that was July 1st of 23.
23.
So I didn't do anything financial here. These were just purely permits issued.
Oh, okay, okay.
But that I'm working on for next month.
Okay.
If you want to show a revenue, and it's pretty much revenue
Okay.
as it relates to these volume. So I've had a stacked bar graph of all these four metrics on top adjacent to revenue. But I didn't want to publish it yet.
Okay.
The fiscal year has been FY 25 keeps getting pushed as far as formal closure, which should have been closed. Our fiscal year ended June 30th. But internally, it hasn't been closed yet.
Really?
I heard it will be closed September 23rd, but that may change as well. So, I will have some of that data to come.
Thank you. Any comments, questions, commissioners, the director? Nope. All right, number 2, I like this one, handheld radios issued for staff safety and communication. And, this is something that Tim's been asking for a while, and I think he finally got through to folks. So go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, so I recognized, I would say a couple years, at least 3 years ago, that some of the open spaces have cell phone deserts, regardless of carrier, Verizon, T-Mobile. I think that's a safety issue for the crew. And I've been working with the police department and to get on the network. It was also at the time that I initially made the request years ago that they were transitioning onto a new network for radios. So that was really part of the delay. So they had to install all new infrastructure and get new radios, which was in like the $1 million plus. It was in the $5 million range.
Really?
So it was huge expense for them. So as of a few weeks ago or so, we got 6 hand-me-down radios from the PD on the new network. Tom, the guys in the office have been testing them out end to end. I could be at my desk in town hall and Tom or Nicole could be up at Hoyden's near the beehives, and it's crystal clear.
Nice.
We have a communication protocol established. So really, it was really driven by safety, but also communication to avoid people, depending on a cellular network or using their personal cell phones for town business and stuff. So it is monitored by the county EC Emergency Control Center. So if there was an emergency and we had to, you know, as you know, Tom
Yeah.
did CPR a month ago. If, you know, if we had them then, I'm not sure things would have been different, but at least it's a direct path to emergency services. Whether it's yourself or someone else. So we're happy with them. I know that we will get brand new handheld devices coming up when the PD gets their newest equipment. So we'll be on the new network with new equipment. So
So you go from
For now, we're-
Starfleet Gen 1 to Starfleet Gen 2. Sorry? You'll go from Starfleet Generation 1
Yeah,
to
exactly.
Starfleet Generation 2.
no, it's been great. They work. We haven't
Yeah.
found any, right? Any blackout zones.
Is 6 enough?
Important.
6 is enough. We have 4 guys in the field. I have one on my desk, and if I go somewhere or I actually have an order of 10 that will have backup.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for now, as a trial,
Right.
Good.
we have
Great.
6 working and everyone's doing a great job with them. So.
Yeah.
I've met
And
the-
these radios will tell you if there's no service, the radio itself will start to hum. I was talking to Eric Caliber from the fire department, does all the communications. Because these radios will hum if you don't have a repeater. I've yet to hear a hum.
Great.
Right.
Nice,
Like
nice.
I've met Nicole out in Brett Woods. And I'm like, no, this is a concern. And, you know, I'm walking this dog, Bodie, and when I turn on the tracker, there's nothing. It's pretty common. So, I think it's a great idea.
Well, we have service from Brett Woods all the way down to Town Hall. I was talking to Tim.
Nice.
Which is, you know,
It's
like I said,
crystal clear.
yeah,
Good. Well, I'm
There's
just
no
saying, for
fuzz or
her
anything.
sake, to me, it's important.
Yep.
It's great.
Well, very good.
Bodie, forget it, or you'll have to, you know.
Hi, Bodie.
but if, you know, if guys are in the woods with a chainsaw by themselves.
Yeah.
Yep.
It happens, it's
Right,
it's
safety.
not a good scene, so.
Smart.
All right, very good. Number 3 is Eagle Scout candidate Vaden Sakar, Troop 88, installation of a new boardwalk connecting the Fairfield Environmental Education and Field Station to the Perry's Mill Pond Open Space scheduled for September 27, 2020.
I mentioned it before, we just wanted to put it on there that we have a firm date and confirmed with the Eagle candidate.
Yeah.
Which will be great because it, you know, will physically connect from the amphitheater to the open space. Footings are in the ground. It's ready to go. So 2 Saturdays from now.
Okay.
The guys will be out there.
Friday night too.
Yeah, so we expect by the end of Saturday, it'll be fully constructed.
Very nice. And number 4 is Chiefs updates.
A lot going on. Peter included some interior pictures and exterior pictures from recently. As far as this week, a lot's been happening. Yankee Electric is there, beginning the electrical connection from the new pole that UI put in a few months back. That will be a buried electric line into the house, and they're doing panel upgrades and other things. The crew has been working there. If anyone's been there recently, you see the bus loop has been cut from the open space lot onto the property. The rest of it's going to be cut from the driveway to the road shortly. Tom and the crew have removed this old stone retaining wall in between the road and the house. All those stones will be reused and we'll rebuild that wall. And then, like I said, the boardwalk's going in. I had ordered some stone that was placed in the parking lot, so that's not a dust bowl or a mud hole if we ever get rain. Mill River Wetland Committee and other users have been parking there, which they're very happy about. Friday, I have 100 tons of 4 to 6 inch stone coming in. That'll be the base of the new bus loop, which is 5 triaxle dump trucks worth of stone. So a lot happening. Adjacent, I can mention that too. Adjacent, I've been talking about the connection, the trail connection the crew's been creating to extend from the Umpqua, the stone bridge on Umpqua up to Perry's Mill Pond and open space and Fiefs. That will connect Mill Hollow open space to Perry's open space and to Fiefs, all walkable. That is in progress, and if you do walk along near Sturgis Road, our crew expert mason JP has created a flat surface to the trail where the river has been undercutting the road, and I think the commission and the agency recall that we had supported that with boulders to prevent that. It's now walkable and very well done. Relatively flat with stones. He's got some amazing mason skills, so I encourage you to see that. And I'll talk more about that trail probably next month with a proposal. So a lot happening. Natural gas is gonna come into the house. The boiler's been ripped out. All the bathrooms are gone. Yeah. It's a lot. So yeah, you'll be seeing more as it goes. Yesterday, I met with the Greenfield Hill Garden Club. I'm gonna have work together with them, and they're going to come up with a design and fill the planting beds in front of the house that are adjacent to the left and the right of the front steps. So that will get other groups involved. So yeah, that's probably it for now.
Very nice.
Well, as somebody who's out there a lot, I just want to say, I really cannot say, they are out there working, and Tom and JP are incredible, and they have come over and sprayed for bees, wasps. I mean, like in the middle of doing everything else. And JP, we should do a before and after of what he did along that road. I mean, it was undercutting the road. I mean, absolutely incredible. And we had unfortunately a volunteer fell and shattered her wrist, and JP got an ice pack. I mean, they do it all.
CPR and ice packs.
I know, I was like, I am a nurse. I'm like, no, I don't have an ice pack. I cannot believe this. So, JP saved me. I had a lidocaine patch, but not an ice pack. So, but yeah, no, I mean.
Yeah, that's being mounted. I just want to deal with the road and the grading on the hump.
Okay.
Before I put the sign in.
Tim, I have a question. Do you have a separate budget that was approved by the town for all these improvements, or?
Yes.
Okay, so this doesn't come out of your department's budget?
No,
And what was the budget that was approved?
100,000.
Okay, and how do you feel now that you're into it? Do you think that's
It's going
adequate?
quick.
Gonna go quick.
Yeah, I mean, just, for example, the sewer line was 50,000 for that connection.
Wow.
We did luckily receive, which was part of this update as well, a grant from the state. Which the amount is yet to be determined. I'm working with the selectman's office now. The document I received on Monday from the state indicated that there were allocations of 25,000 in fiscal year 26 and fiscal year 27. So I don't know if it's 25 times 2. We're trying to figure that out. I only thought it was 25 total. So I'm not sure. But it's gonna be at least 25,000, which will help. And the expenses, smoke detectors, the renovations for the bathrooms, front steps, all of these things, connection, electric, those are all coming out of that. So
It seems like you're gonna need more than that.
yeah, that was really to get started. I think we're not gonna completely torpedo it, but once we got into the project, that was.
Yeah.
We had no idea what a good number was when we purchased the house, which is why we got the 100,000 to start with. But
So what is your plan to come up with the final budget and then?
Yeah, I want to, I want to kind of put on a spreadsheet and get a handle on what our expenses are right now, what we're getting from the grant to reduce some of that burden, and then a projection of what we think we're gonna need. And I'm doing this in concert with the DPW's building maintenance manager, who manages all the town facilities. So we've had savings on certain things, like removing the oil tank, or installing a new temporary one. Like, we didn't do that, so there's $3,000 that we didn't use, so it could, it gets shuffled around.
It's also staff's been working too.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of in-kind stuff.
Like the town crews, you're saving a fortune. Because like, I don't know, that just that whack picture I said, that there were town crews there.
Yeah,
People don't realize
that's all
they're
public
doing
works
a
does.
really good job of saving money already. A huge, good job of saving money already.
Yeah, and, DPW is gonna dig the trench instead of paying Yankee
I
Electric.
mean,
to do it.
it's a model of how something could be done in terms of the cost. It really is impressive.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of support from various divisions of Public Works. Highways helping us build the bus loop. Engineering's helping us survey and locate the loop. Public Works we're using their trucks to deliver
You should have
fill,
done a
so
reality show. We
it's,
could have enough characters. This
It's
would
it's
have
huge,
sold.
it's huge cooperation.
That would have been very dramatic, a lot of drama there.
It's all about.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
right.
Kate.
That's
And
what
thank you
should
so
be.
much, Tim, for taking on the general contracting, because if we had to hire out a consultant to come in and do this, our budget would be gone, so thank you for taking this on.
Administration
And
part.
even Tom, I mean, putting, even something so simple as a parking lot, it's not easy. Nothing about this topography is easy. And having that parking lot has been a game.
Yeah, I think
Changer.
that.
Getting people
connecting
off that
all
road.
is Gonna completely change that whole.
Right,
thing.
that's always been a very dangerous.
Yeah, it's
spot to
crazy. It
have
was
to
crazy
park.
to try to do that. It's,
Yeah.
once that bus loop is, and you can drop those kids off,
Very
it's gonna
popular
be.
parcel and nowhere to park. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's really, amazing.
It couldn't be better. It couldn't be better. It's so great. It really is. And it's gonna be so in your face for everyone to see. And just experience, not necessarily go there, but it's just gonna be,
There you go.
it's just so gonna be right there.
And we got the MRWC, which is the River Lab, which runs the educational programs of the public school, got actually a grant through the EPA, and we actually brought kids from Barnum School out last week. And I cannot tell you, like, this is our second year, having these kids, a lot of them had never been in the woods before. So, it really is amazing. So.
Awesome. Okay, very nice. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, folks. Number 5 is continued. It's Mill Hollow Open Space, invasive removal, restoration, including memorial tree for First Selectman Gerber.
Heather and I have been collaborating, and she's been instrumental in the lawn to meadow conversion. We've been out there several times. So far, I think we both agree, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a success. At least getting established. It's not, I don't think, where we totally want it to be. But it is a work in progress, and we're making, I think, making good progress. We did have some mortality due to drought over the summer with some loss of the hollies. But those next week will be replaced by, actually, Heather, I couldn't get hollies from anywhere that were reasonably priced, so I got 3 pitch pines coming from Native, so I think that would be similar value ecologically there with the white pine and the other cedars, so it's been a good project, and I think we all know about it, but additional in the coming weeks, we'll be moving into phase two, and that'll include removal of all the remaining Atlantis along the riverbank in that section as you walk straight down the trail. The lanternflies should be laying their egg masses as we speak, as annoying as they are. So we should remove a few million of next year's batch by chipping those, and then it'll be in restoration mode. Along those lines in that area, I've met with Ronnie Widmer and her husband Mike, who, if you recall, Ronnie was one of the speakers at Selectman Gerber's service. She spoke in her eulogy about a strong tree with connection with roots, connecting to a river. So I was approached to discuss a location for something memorializing, and I said we don't like to put benches on open space, but we would love to do a tree because it's part of.
Sure.
This is a great spot. It fits the eulogy, and we're clearing this anyway from invasives and planting natives. So they loved it. They approached Selectman Gerber's widow, and I think this commission will be a part of that kind of ceremony with the family and the Selectman's office in the near future.
Is Jeff and Forestry involved in that too? Jeff Minder?
No, because it's open space. Yeah. So that's a brief update. I don't know if Heather wants to add anything that I left out.
I just think that next year, I think it's an ongoing project, and we'll just keep planting more and monitoring the site and expanding the meadow. And, as we remove invasives, we obviously have to plant natives, so the invasives don't come back. And I know Tim's on it and the guys are on it.
So I'm gonna ask you honestly, is this too much for you? Are you comfortable doing all of this stuff with Tim? You're not an employee of the town?
Oh, yeah, so Tim and I talked, we did meet, and I was like, I think that it was our first project together, right? And so we're trying to like manage those expectations of like, basically like, I just assume that we're on like, when I did a project for Park and Rec at Victorian Cottage.
Okay.
And those guys come and they water 3 times a week.
It looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, well, we go to the concerts there and I just, we almost, you walk through, I'm like, this is really nice.
But it still didn't get enough water, right? It was a really, really hot
Yeah.
summer. And we had a lot of water in the beginning. I think it's just one of the, like, no, the answer is no, it's not too much. I love doing it. I'm
Okay.
thrilled to do it. I wish that we didn't have any mortality in that. I wish that we would like walk down there and say, oh my goodness, but there is progress. Like we're headed in the right
What do you think? I see
direction.
about 30%.
That's
It's hard to
nice.
beat
That's
back a
nice.
wall.
Well,
Yeah.
we lost a lot of the.
And what kind of tree?
Yeah,
First
that's what
select?
you mean.
Well, I'm-
I had suggested
Yeah. And
swamp white or pin oak. Since in the eulogy and kind of embodied an oak, strong like an oak.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Commissioners, number 6 is miscellaneous reports.
I just have 2. I've been going through process of hiring replacement staff for both the comms crew, we're hiring for a crewman right now, as well as replacement in the office for a full-time administrative secretary. So for that role, I've received almost 200 applications.
Really?
So going through that now to get someone full-time in the office. And over the last 4 days, only received 9 for the crewman. So I'm setting up interviews for that next week and currently interviewing and reviewing for the office secretary. So at this time, Lacey's holding down the fort part-time, and actually even less part-time than before. But she's doing a great job, and I want to get people, good people in these 2 roles, in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for that. And my last one, which I think is really cool, is I connected with a gentleman, I think he's close to my age, so a guy, who is in Manhattan, and his colleague is in Florida, and they are working on, he works for IBM, but I've confirmed it's not an IBM related adventure, but they reach out to me and they would like to use our beehives to train an algorithm and AI model using high resolution cameras to detect varroa mites on honeybees going into the hives. They're working on a hive right now in Florida, and hopefully we'll get to collab on this, because I think this could be really big for the agriculture industry, and it'd be cool to be I think on behalf of the town at the ground level in on testing.
So I'm gonna be open here and say, you said a word that I didn't understand, but half the people here said, ooh, so can you explain what?
I confess they asked my name. So what they would do, the way I understand it, is they would clip on one or more small cameras at the entrance of the beehive.
Okay.
The high resolution super duper cameras would detect a varroa mite is almost like a tick for us, but it's kind of like a tick for bees.
Okay,
And it could, if the mites go crazy, they could totally kill out the hive.
okay,
They kill the larvae, they drill into the honeycomb cell,
gotcha.
kill the larvae, so they could wipe you out. And they wipe out a lot of big orchard, big pollinator, almond type size stuff in California, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And they're largely responsible for some of the collapse of honeybees in America. So if this AI detects, maybe, if you've seen bees go in and out of a hive, it's very quick.
Sure.
There's huge turnover. So if there's a way to detect a certain concentration, maybe, 1 out of 1,000 bees has a mite, or versus 1 out of every 10,
Yeah.
it would, maybe that would create some type of alert or notify a beekeeper, or without having to test or treat for
Could do to kill those things?
chemical treatment, which also creates a concern with,
Predictive analytics. They want to
yeah.
look at what.
Yeah, but we want to save the bees, right?
But
So,
chemical treatment also for the honey, like for the consumer,
yeah.
if now you're putting chemicals to kill mites, but is there a cross contamination issue with honey,
Yeah.
probably not, but that if you could get ahead of a disaster just by having cameras.
Why not?
So they have to do, from what I understand, they have to do a lot of training of the algorithm to detect what they look like going into the hive.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
And if it works, great. But I think it would be a pretty neat adventure. So at no risk to us, from what I understand. It wouldn't cost us anything. There's no potential damage. It could only help the kind of greater cause of pollinators. So
Gotcha.
we'll see. Stay tuned.
Okay,
I think that sounds really fascinating.
yeah.
Using technology like that. I mean, what are you gonna do? Have an intern sit there and like catch bees and, yeah, so I mean,
These guys are in it for the money because there's a big
Oh.
business opportunity to
Sure.
save.
agriculture,
Save-
sure, like it's huge.
Goodness. What do you think now?
Maybe
But
they'll
it's still gonna
donate some
benefit,
money.
but the thing is, it
I
will
think
still
they're
benefit
altruistic.
everyone if we could get, it's not just them, so I think it's great.
Awesome. Anything else on this, commissioners?
Yes. First of all, I would like to let everyone know that the seed library in my basement is now open. So I have great blue lobella, cut leaf coneflower, Joe Pye, both hollow and spotted, and butterfly milkweed. So if anybody's looking for a free native seed, I'm happy to supply it because my wife's starting to get mad at me because of the paper bags and all the seeds in my basement. So
Let's put some in the.
I'm offering it. I'm
Yeah,
offering, yeah, let's
There we go.
take some of the seeds for the
Tim,
meadow.
will
I'm
you
also
accept
thinking
some of
the-
those
the
seeds?
Gardens at the new center.
Center, okay, yeah, we'll.
I'll give you
Oh, no, no,
free
no.
seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Free seeds.
So you have, so now you have.
Get them out of my
Heather's
basement.
matchmaking.
Save my marriage. Get them out of my basement.
Notes don't come now. We're gonna
Now it's
cancel
done.
that
Now it's all-
invitation.
Now it's all done.
There's a meeting.
All right, we like that.
That's
That worked out very well. That's
That's the beauty of natives.
Right.
Ridgefield, Connecticut.
Any-
Yeah, yeah, I know that.
Anything else,
Yeah.
commissioners, on other, on any
I
commissioner?
buy seeds from them.
All right, I'd like to point out a couple of things. We,
Oh, really?
So we did vote on the, what did we call it? I guess the Old Dam Road open
Mhm.
space thing. So I'd like to point out, I noticed that on our
Oh,
screen
Joseph.
online, Joseph, he was here a few months back and he was kind enough to give us his view and about the running paths and connecting. And I think we
He's
made.
got a great vision.
Yeah, and I think what Commissioner Fain and the subcommittee did is, put that into the plan. It's
Mhm.
not happening now, but we incorporated that in the plan. And Joseph, I know that you're there. Hopefully you can hear me. And thank you for participating. It was great. We said participate even while you're away, and I hope you're doing well in medical school. But it'll be open, but we're gonna do it step by step, and we gotta do it the right way. But if you, this is specifically to Joseph, if you'd like to, I don't know, in a day or two, this thing gets uploaded to YouTube and it's available to see. If you can hear that portion, you'll see that we've discussed a plan where it might even go down to the beach and then we can connect over to the ball fields and it's possible in the near future that it'll go from the beach all the way up to Easton. So I think that's something that you were, that you wanted to see. And the subcommittee incorporated that in their report. So,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yes, all right.
Hey, thank you so much. So that is absolutely fantastic to hear. I actually had just come from a research talk right before this, rushed back to my
okay.
computer, hoping to make it in time to the meeting. Happy I caught the tail ending.
Yeah.
So that all sounds fantastic. I was going to say that in the meantime, I've been extensively working with QGIS to further and further improve the maps and show like exactly where this thing will go. That is absolutely fantastic to hear. That it certainly aligns with our proposals. And if you guys would like, I could either share that now, or I would be happy to get
No.
in touch.
I appreciate it, and I
Yeah.
applaud your, enthusiasm for your sport and what you want to do. And, for us, we did our job, right? We looked at it and we came up with a report and we did it. So feel free to reach out to anybody in the town that you want, or even Tim in the future to get updates. But we did what we did and we're not going to really talk about it anymore because we did our job, all right? So want to wish you well. And, hopefully you keep watching us because we're riveting television or.
Yeah, no, thank you. Then thank you so much, seriously, for everything. And I'd be happy to see that report. And also, even before this, again, I've been so grateful, seriously, for all that you guys have done. So if there's any time I could volunteer when I'm home for Thanksgiving or Christmas, I'd be more than happy to help.
That's awesome. We wish you well, all right? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I think that's it, folks.
I'd say anybody interested in seeds, just email me.
For sure.